We're here with Frank Shamrock. Frank is a legend in the UFC. He went out undefeated. He hasn't lost since 1997. Five-time UFC champ. Frank, what have you been doing since you've got out of the UFC? Since 1997. I mean, you've been doing a lot of stuff, but kind of bring us up to date.
Well, I actually left in '99, so it's been about 9 years, I guess. I think the question is, what haven't I done?
Okay. We'll ask that then. What haven't you done?
Let's see, what haven't I done? I didn't learn Spanish. I didn't learn Japanese.
I see how this one's going to go.
I didn't raise $100 million like I thought I was going to, and I never got my my left hook, left leg combination down.
Okay.
Other than that, I've done everything else.
Okay.
Including making films, stunt work, started 6 companies, started a school franchise, fought in major organizations around the world, and doing this interview.
What's your favorite film? I know you're into the acting thing. So what's been your favorite one you've done so far?
Favorite piece I ever did was working with Chuck Norris for the Walker, Texas Ranger gig. That was amazing, just to see the level of professionalism, the level of quality of work, and the commitment to martial arts was amazing. Chuck's an amazing dude.
You've beat some who's who of this sport, and I mean, you've beat Tito Ortiz, you've beat you beat Peroni. That was a great fight. Awesome. You've beat some really top-notch, upper echelon people, and you're going to this fight against Cung Lee, and this is a big fight because Cung Lee is a favorite out here in San Jose. I mean, the crowd goes nuts during his fights. They like you too well. This is like a showdown made in heaven. It's pretty exciting for everybody. He hasn't fought anybody of your caliber. I mean, how much confidence does that give you going into this fight?
Well, I mean, I look at every fight the same, and I prepare for every fight the same, Cung Lee or whoever. And to me, styles make fights, so it doesn't really matter. My confidence has never been something I've had trouble with. Never lacked for confidence, because I've never stopped training.
Right.
So most people think that I stopped, and walked the earth for 5 years or something ridiculous. I just didn't fight professionally for a few years. So I'm going to smash Cung. And, well, that'll be about it.
I mean, I actually agree with you. And I mean, and no disrespect to Cung Lee, I think he's a phenomenal traditional martial artist, But, I mean, the truth of the matter is he has not fought someone that has the ground skills you have. And I think that's going to be tested. It does make it for an interesting fight because he is. I mean, when you go to those fights over at Strikeforce, I mean, the crowd goes nuts over the guy. It's like it's like watching a karate movie in the ring.
It's like watching Karate Kid. He's very exciting. And what I don't think people realize is, like I beat Peroni, I'm going to beat Cung Lee at his own game. I'm going to stand him up and bang him out at his own game.
So that's what we can expect?
Oh, yeah. And
can I go do an interview with Cung and tell him that?
Tell him, and I'll tell you exactly how I'm going to beat him.
All right.
I'm going to jab, uppercut, overhand right elbow, and then I'm going to knee him in his chin. And he's going to fall down all unconscious. And I'm going to whip off a Shamrock submission fighting sticker, and I'm going to stick it right on his back. And then I'll go on to the next event.
That is a whole, man. All right, I look forward to watching that. That's going to be.
Here's what no one realizes. I tell everybody exactly how I'm going to beat him, and then I go out and I beat him. So I don't know what the confusion is, and I don't know what people are doing in their spare time. But if you just watch these interviews, like the one on MMA Jacked, I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do.
Do you ever see yourself going back to the UFC?
Nah.
Why is that?
The UFC is a company very interested in building the brand of UFC. The UFC is very interested in focusing their efforts and their money on solely their brand. They're not interested in the sport of mixed martial arts. They're not interested in martial arts at all. And that just does not jive well with what I believe is the greatest sport in the world, what I believe is the greatest culture, and the greatest benefit to our society. And, it just goes against my morals. I couldn't do that. So.
Is that part of the reason why you walked away after beating Ortiz?
Well, I walked away for 2 reasons. One, the art that I believed in, the art that changed my life, was going nowhere. And for me to keep doing it for no reason was, it was a huge risk on my body. And I didn't think that it was worth it. I felt I could do more work going around teaching people. And I did. I taught people for 5 years. And I traveled the world teaching mixed martial arts. I don't want to give UFC what they need.
Got it. Okay. No, that's fair. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Tell us about your schools. Let's give your schools a plug or a way to get a hold of you if they want to. If you want to train with, you know, hands down one of the best guys ever in the UFC history and one of the pioneers of the sport. This is how you can do it. You can really make it happen, which a lot of times you can't. You know, if you want to say, hey, I want to go train with certain people, you can't do it. This is a place you can actually come down here and train with one of the best ever, which is accessible. How do they do that?
You just show up on the door. I'm here every day.
What's the address? I mean, what's the phone number? Give them more. I mean,
I'm teasing. Right. You can find out more information at shamrockmma.com. And we have a very good interactive website. There's also a training community there. Or you can send me an email. Okay. People think that it's silly, but I actually answer all my emails.
So we talked before we went on camera about getting a pro site before you can get you on MMA-Jacked. So are you going to do that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. And you'll actually talk to your fans a little bit like the other guys do?
Yeah, but I'm going to do it in video because I don't type well.
They would probably like that even more.
It's all about video, man. The world's moving to video. Why do you think I'm sitting here?